put your hands together for the man who's responsible for my success and is definitely going to help you in the same way he did for me, Mr. Paul Bauer. Paulie!
So I want to tell you, though, the things that my Uncle Frank taught me. Get my clicker back here so I can see. Uncle Frank said, and what I want you to do is, you can do this later, those 4 capitals we talked about, think about that in relationship to what his principle was: diversify, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So in your financial capital, are all your eggs in one basket? Intellectual capital, what on earth does that mean? If you only know how to do short sales, you got all your eggs in one basket. If you're just doing subject to, and you don't know how to do a lease option, you got all your eggs in one basket. You need a lot of different eggs in different baskets. Relationship capital. You need to foster your personal, your professional, your social relationships. It can't all be one-sided. You can't just live for business. You can't just live for yourself. You've got to have a diversified relationship, and the same thing with your reputation. All right, the next thing, hedge. Hedge is different than diversification. Diversification, by the way, is across one asset class. So if you're in real estate, you might own some keepers, you might do some flips, you might do some single families, you might do a mobile home in a park, or you might own a park, you might do some commercial, you do a number of different things, but that's all diversification within the asset class known as real estate. I'm suggesting that you have other things, gold, silver, stock, bonds. Be very careful about those, but certain kinds, like annuities, I should say better, like a Swiss annuity, something like that. But hedge, own different asset classes. Go over the 4 capitals yourself. Think about that. Next one he said was only invest what you can afford to lose. That one I remembered as a kid. What can you afford to lose? Boy, I sometimes have, no, I don't anymore. I really don't play the woulda, coulda, shoulda, because I learned a long time ago you can't. But I had some gains last year that were in excess of 200%. And every once in a while I think, just think if I had only had that one stock. But you know what? 68 point something or other percent. It's good enough. Don't get greedy. Cut your losses and let your profit run. A friend of mine many, many years ago, back in the 80s, would say, if you get into a real estate deal and it's not working out, he said, flog it off. Take your loss. Move on. And if you paid attention to that first principle, it's not all of your money, it's not your entire nest egg, so you can still have something left to do the next deal. Take your loss and move on. It's a hard lesson. That's the hardest lesson for me, by the way, in stock marketing, that I hang around too long. But there's always another deal. Uncle Frank said there's always, always, always going to be another deal.